Okay, so I'm heading into Ulta again. I swear to God, guys, I have been in Ulta 6 or 7 times in the last 2 weeks. It's just, I don't know, I have a problem. Hey guys, it's Aaron. I need you guys to pardon my mess today. I am in a different room because I actually got 2 softbox lights in, and I'm trying one of them out now, which is why I've got a little bit more light on this side. I didn't put the other one together yet, so we're just kind of testing them out, seeing if I can stand the heat. But what I've decided to do is, as a lot of you guys know, I film in my bathroom. Well, the larger part of my bathroom has better lighting, and there's also a little bit more room. I've got a countertop and I've got a mirror and everything I can use. So I thought I would kind of do a DIY remodel, not so much construction, but just trying to make everything look like it's okay so I can film in there. But right now it looks like a hurricane hit in there, and during that time 6 tornadoes touched down. So we're not going to film in there because as messy as this is, that is just the end of the world right now. Just because I'm emptying out cabinets, I'm emptying off shelves, I'm trying to put in new storage and stuff like that. So it looks like hell, and I don't think it's appropriate to videotape in there because I don't need to be showing off my mess. I do have a little bit of a haul for you guys. It is an Ulta haul. Just so you know, there's a whole lot of stuff in a little tiny bag, and that's mostly because I've apparently been on a makeup bender. I have been in Ulta several times over the past 2 weeks, so I had originally wanted to do this video about 2 weeks ago when I first brought most of this stuff home, but I didn't. The only reason I didn't was just because I didn't have any time. I just ran out of time, so this is kind of like a, I guess maybe 3 or 4 visits to Ulta kind of deal. So let's get started. So here is my itty bitty overstuffed bag. As you can see, there's a lot more stuff in there than they would normally put in. Lipsticks, eyeshadows, you name it, it's all in here. So the first thing I wanted to pull out was a new palette from Urban Decay, which is the Moondust palette. And I am completely loving this. I'm not really a sparkly kind of gal, but I just saw this and I had to have it because it just looks like so much fun. I've already worn one of them, but this is what they look like. Let me see how close up I can get here without washing you out. And I will put the swatches in right here. Now, like I said, I have already worn one of these colors. I think I wore Magnetic. I wore Magnetic, which is this color right here. It's kind of a purplish, pinkish. And I wore it for, I guess, 4 or 5 hours. One thing I did notice about it, it doesn't blend out really well. It wears well. It sits, it stays. It sits, it stays like a dog. It does sit where it's supposed to. It stays really well. There's no creasing, but it doesn't blend out real well. That wasn't so much a problem when I did the first eye, but like everybody else, my right eye, or yours might be your left eye, but my right eye always comes out looking better than my left eye. So when I went to slap the paint on the left eye, I ended up with like a little bit too much, like right in the middle on the very top of my eyelid. And I tried to blend it out, and usually that works. It didn't budge. How I fixed it was I just took the tip of the brush and I dipped it in there and I just used it as the crease. So I used one color for the lid and the crease, and it actually worked out pretty well. It came out a little darker in the crease. I thought it looked pretty well. It passed. The next thing that I got was a little makeup bag that I really didn't need, and I don't really know what I'm going to do with. But I love the message on the front of it so much. Forget the rules. If you like it, wear it. Perfection. It's this little, like, it kind of reminds me of the pencil cases we had when we were in school. It's like this weird, like, shiny plastic, but I don't know. It's pretty nice. I like it. I've already carried it around once, so. Now, this next one was kind of a spur of the moment buy. I went to the salon, and at the end of the video I'll have a review of the salon as well. But I went to the salon on the first day that I went, and I kind of walked past this and it caught my attention out of nowhere. This is actually the Pure Eye Polish right here. And eventually it'll focus, maybe. And this one is in, what is the shade of this one? I think this is Silk. And it's this neat little color. But I was a little surprised when I saw the inside of it, because they had the sample pots there. And I decided I had to have this one. This is the inside of the pot. That's actually kind of a, I don't know if you can really make it out, but there's like a screen in there. And the stuff comes out on the screen, and then they give you this little like silicone brush. I guess you could call that a brush, right? But you do that, and then you dip it onto this little screen that's in here, and then you put it on, and it is very pigmented, and it's very shiny, but it doesn't crease or anything like that. Now, they do advertise this as something you can put over your eyeshadow, which I haven't tried. They say that you can use it as a base, like I guess as a primer. And, you know, you can use this just an eyeshadow. And they kind of allude to the fact that you really don't need another eye primer. So I went ahead and tried it out, and I wore it without an eye primer underneath it. It didn't work out. The whole thing ended up, I guess it took about 4 hours. So that was actually not bad. It did take about 4 hours, and then it all just ended up in the crease of my eye. You can see my eyes are very hooded anyway, but this stuff just ended up completely inside the crease. As you can see, it's pretty pigmented and it's nice and shiny. I really like it. It's easy to clean up. It dries fairly quickly, but I found that I don't have to put any kind of powder or anything on top of it, which I like. And I've got a couple of, you know, liquid eyeshadows that I actually have to do that with. I don't like having to do that, so This next one is actually one of Ulta's own eyeshadow palettes, or trios, I should say. And this one is actually called Wall Street. Let me open that one up for you. That's what those look like. It's pretty much just 3 shades of green. I have not tried this out, but generally their eyeshadow is not too bad. This next one I'm actually really excited about. This is a Laura Geller, and this is Matte Maker Invisible Oil Blotting Powder, which I really, really need. This is the information on the back. I haven't actually worn this out yet, but when I was in Ulta, I actually did a little bit of a swatch on it, and it was like velvet, and I absolutely love it. And it is a compacted powder, okay, and it does come out like this. Let me put it on my hand and see what happens. And you can't see it, you know, it blends out pretty well, so I'm impressed with that. The next one is actually a hair care product. This is the Redken Outshine, and this is supposed to be an anti-frizz polishing milk. Now, she used this on me when I was at the salon, and at first it did a really good job. She used a very little bit, and it did a really, really good job. So I went ahead and bought it because I really liked how it looked when I was at the salon. She actually used this on me at the salon as well. And this is Curvaceous for Spirals, and it's a spiral lock. This is actually a high hold gel. She used a very little bit of this on me, and she used a very little bit of this on me, and I was very pleased at the time. You'll see at the end how my hair looked that day when I left when I ended up leaving the salon. But as the time wore on, as it usually does, my hair got extremely frizzy, which this is actually supposed to combat. I haven't tried it since. I do have it here, and as you can tell, I did take a shower tonight, and to be honest with you, I completely forgot that I had these until just now when I pulled them out of the bag. So I have to try these out again, and I'll do a little bit of a review. I need to do something about hair anyway, because I just do. Unfortunately, my hair is such a humongous part of my life because it is very curly, so most of my life is spent trying to make it look at least decent to leave the house with. So I'll go over some hair products in a future video, and I'll make sure I put those in there. Now, every time I go into Ulta, I always end up hitting their clearance aisle. Once in a while, you find something that's pretty decent. And this one is actually a Rimmel London. And this is VIP Pass is what it's called. Let me open this up so you can actually see the color. So here is the color right there. I figured it would be a decent color for, you know, in the crease and things like that. Let me see if I can get you a little bit of a swatch. This is here on the finger. And there you have it on my hand. Yeah, it's fairly dark. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but not much. It's mostly matte. And I prefer matte colors, so I say I prefer matte colors, but in all honesty, I have everything. I've got metallics, I've got sheens, I've got sparkly stuff, I've got all different kinds of stuff, but I prefer my matte colors. I just have a lot of everything else. I have a lot of everything. Now we're going to do some lipsticks. I got 4 lipsticks. 3 of them are the new Urban Decay ones that came out, and I will actually show you clips of them on my lips. And we're going to start out with this one, and I love, 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 love this one. And this one is called Walk of Shame. Okay, this is kind of a, I don't know if you would consider it a nude. It's almost clear, but it's like a tan clear color. And it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. And when I first saw it sitting in Ulta, I wasn't impressed. It didn't look good, but I picked it up for some reason and went ahead and swatched it anyway. I think that was one of those days where I was in Ulta and I had 900 colors of lipstick going down my arm, because I just had to try everything. And I tried that one and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I'll show you that right here. The next one, I'm not really sure why I bought this, but I have been looking for several months now for this particular kind of color, but in a good representation. And it's been very, very difficult for me to find a good representation of this particular color. And I knew when I was looking for it that I don't know how I'm going to use it, where I'm going to wear it to, or how I'm going to use it particularly, but I had to actually have this color. And when it came out in Urban Decay, I went and I swatched theirs and loved it. It was perfect. It was exactly what I was looking for. And this is Heroin. And as you see, it is a navy blue. Open that puppy up. And this is what you're dealing with here. As you can see, I've already had it on my lips. Because how can you resist? Now, this last one is pretty much just a classic red, and with this particular line, they've got several different choices for the reds, and this is the one that I particularly like. This is Rocksteady, and you can't read any of this, because for some reason my camera does not want to focus on a little writing tonight, but this is called Rocksteady, and this is still a classic red, but it's a little bit darker, so it's not like a fire engine red. It almost kind of looks brown here, but let me put the swatch in right here. This last one is, I actually wore it in a previous video. I believe it was the one I did about the mean comments that I wore this particular lipstick in. This is a Tarte lipstick. It's one of the Tartist lip paints. And this is one of the ones from Graveyard Girl here on YouTube. This is Texas Toast. And I gotta be honest with you, when I swatched it in the store on my hand, I didn't particularly like it. But I bought it for some reason, because it's like, it was one of those ones where I kind of liked it, but I kind of didn't like it, so I didn't really know. For whatever stupid reason, I went ahead and bought it anyway. I actually like it a lot. The one weird thing about this one is that when you put it on your lips, there's like a minty taste to it. Not really taste, but like, you know, like when you brush your teeth and you get that tingly feeling on your lips because of your toothpaste? That's kind of what this felt like. And it does kind of smell a little bit minty, and I don't mind it. It's just, I wasn't expecting that. But it wasn't bad. This is it here, and I will put the clip in here. Boy, I just have makeup all over the place now. This last one I actually went in and picked up today. I had gone into Ulta a couple of days ago, and I think I picked up that Moondust. That was when I picked up the Moondust palette that I showed first. And I saw this, and I decided, no, I really want the Moondust palette. I'm going to let this go until I have some more points. I decided I couldn't live without it. So I've got, this is the box for it. Like I said, I did just get it this afternoon. This is from Buxom. And what is this one called? This is Dolly's Wild Side. And when you're in the Ulta and you see them up there, it's this one with the weird leopard print. Now, these are the actual shades. And they're kind of nude, but they're highly pigmented, and you'll have like a matte and then a metallic and a matte and metallic kind of thing. I just, for whatever reason, I really fell in love with this palette while I was in there, and I had to go back and get it. I didn't realize when I was in the store that they've got this adorable little brush. Look at this. It's an adorable little double-ended brush. You've got this on one end and you got that on the other. It's very, very tiny, but it's very, very cute. So, and now I can't get this. See, I hate this when they put these little things on there to keep these under control. It's like I can never get them back on, and I'm not even going to worry about it. The hell with it. Okay, and the swatches on this are going to be from here down to here. And that was my Ulta haul. Now here is my review of the Ulta Salon from right after I got out. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. So I am getting ready to go into the Ulta Salon for the first time. Never tried their salon services before, so this is going to be a first. My hair looks like absolute hell right now, as you can see. I didn't really do anything with it. I just tied it up this morning. But I am in desperate need of a haircut. And my next door neighbor had her hair done here yesterday. Her and her daughter had their hair done here yesterday. And they had nothing but wonderful things to say. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try, and I'll let you guys know how it went, and I'll let you see what my hair looks like when I come out. This could be interesting. So I'm still waiting to get into the Ulta Salon. I had actually tried to call earlier, and nobody picked up the phone. And I did try to register online, but you have to set up a new account to come in and use their salon. The only problem with that is that when I went in, I tried 3 different email addresses, and every single email address they said to me was invalid. So I wasn't able to make an appointment online, so I got here probably a little after 1 o'clock, and they told me they couldn't see me until 3. So I'm kind of just wandering around. I wandered a little bit inside Ulta, but I decided I don't really need anything in Ulta, so I just bought a bunch of stuff, and I need to do a haul, which this video is going to be attached to. So, but I did stop at another store down here called Charming Charlie, and I bought some stuff there. So I will probably also be doing a haul from Charming Charlie's. And again, this is all going to be connected into the video. But right now I'm waiting, and I have about 15 minutes before I can go in for my appointment. So I'm probably going to end up going back into Ulta and buying some more stuff that I don't need, because that's what I do. I go into Ulta and I buy things I don't need because I need them. Okay, so my appointment's over. We went a little bit fancier than I usually do. I actually had somebody who was willing to take the time to actually do my hair. Like, she actually washed it and blow dried it and all that stuff, and nobody does that down here anymore. So this was definitely a win. This girl really knew what she was doing. She really had fun doing my hair. As you can see, let me see if I can pan back a little. She did my hair, like she styled it up and she didn't charge me extra for this. So she did like a little braid. I can't see anymore, so hopefully you guys can see this. And she put it up on the side. That's what it's looking like. And all kinds of fluffy in the back. So I'm digging that. And she left some of it down over here, as you can kind of see. I'm sorry if I'm totally missing this, but okay, so I'm pleased. So I will definitely be coming back. This is my Ulta. I know that was really crafty. But yeah, I will definitely be coming back.